So what is the percentage of men that you see on Hinge or Tinder that you're proposing to them to go for coffee?
Me personally?
Yeah.
It's very minimal.
No. What is it? Are we talking 10%, one,
I
a
think
fraction?
2%.
2%. So two.
And I'm not even asking. I will say yes if they ask.
You what?
Maybe I will agree, but I'm probably not one to proactively reach out.
So let's say you see 1,000 people on Tinder, which is probably like 30 minutes, right? How many of those do you think of 1,000 you say yes to 20?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Maybe more, but yes. Let's say
50 out of 1,000. So that's 0.5%. Okay. So.
When she realizes that she rejects 98% of men. The foolishness of dating apps. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. We are aware that women date the top 20, top 10% of men. And the intro clip just shows how ridiculous it sounds when you start breaking down the numbers. Dating apps are not effective when it comes to building deeper connections, and most men are easily dismissed because of the abundance of choices women have today. We're going to start with the question that the lady asked before we get into the foolishness.
Now it's time for us to dive into this and do what we have to do. Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
so. Going off of that point, I have a question about the new Tinder world that we're all living in. So I think I totally agree with what you said earlier about how the mentality with having Tinder and Hinge as an option, whether or not you're on those apps, it's just grass is always greener, one foot in, one foot out. I think one argument for using the apps is that it's more exposure to more people, right? So I'm not going to meet as many people in a bar as I would if I decide to swipe on Hinge. But I think what you just said about how does it just make women so much more critical if you're given so many more options. So do you think that in the context of Hinge or Tinder, it's better to be given more exposure to more people so that your chances are technically higher? Or are you just infinitely more critical that it's not going to have a positive outcome either way?
We don't have a good view on this lady, but from this angle, she is at least an average looking woman. We know that average looking women get a lot of attention as well, and that's a big reason why she is picky. The paradox of choice. Having an abundance of options actually requires more effort to make a decision and can leave us feeling unsatisfied with our choice. And that's where the ineffectiveness of the dating app comes in, because this next clip shows that it's not about having too many options. We're gonna break this down. A lot of pauses, okay?
So what is the percentage of men that you see on Hinge or Tinder that you're proposing to them to go for coffee?
Me personally?
Yeah.
It's very minimal.
No. What is it?
You hear the crowd laughing when she says that the percentage is minimal, and she even laughs when she says it. Now, why is this funny? Do you remember this clip right here?
What can men do leaving here? Be better. Be better at everything.
Once again, this is all men's fault. The reason why her choices are minimal is because men need to be better. Same response when Michelle Obama said it. Oprah was laughing her ass off and the crowd was cheering. No responsibility on the woman's side, okay? Men just need to be better with everything. So it's not just about a paradox of choice. It's also about unrealistic expectations that modern women have when it comes to men, and the dating app is not helping. Let's go deeper.
Are we talking 10%, one, a fraction?
2%.
2%. So two.
And I'm not even asking. I will say yes if they ask.
You what?
Maybe I will agree, but I'm probably not one to proactively reach out.
And I'm not even asking, and I will say yes if they ask. At this point, we're talking about 2% that she is only interested in. And she will not ask these guys on a date. She will say yes when they ask. They means 2% at this point, not even 20%. We're talking about 2%. The creme de la creme is not even good enough for you to make the first move and ask on a date. The foolishness, because that's the man's job, right? It's not just a paradox of choice. It's also the paradox of modern women wanting a traditional man without being a traditional woman. The dating app provides simplicity when it comes to searching for the ideal man on paper. But like I've said before, substance is needed in order to build and maintain a successful relationship, a deeper connection. And we have many videos that prove that a lot of women lack substance. You want the crème de la crème. However, the only thing that you want to do is show up. Let's go deeper into the foolishness.
So let's say you see 1,000 people on Tinder, which is probably like 30 minutes, right? How many of those do you think of 1,000 you say yes to 20?
Sure. Yeah. Yes, maybe more, but yes, let's say
50 out of 1,000. So that's 0.5%. Okay, so
out of 1,000 guys, she says yes to 50 of them, which makes the 2% increase to 5%. And you're still single. And that's all men's fault, right? Please watch our video of the 40-year-old lady getting a dose of equality when she went on her first Bumble date. Her selection process is the same as most women, only shooting for the top guys. It's on Bumble, so she has to make the first move in order to start the conversation. However, she still expects the guy to ask her out. And it's interesting to see that she can't get it through her thick skull that the guy that's part of the crème de la crème might not be interested in her. He just wanted to hit it. The dating app doesn't provide the necessary substance to build and maintain a healthy relationship. Women will get an abundance of attention, but that doesn't make them good women. That doesn't make them the prize. If you have 1,000 guys interested in you and you date 50 of them and you're still single after those 50 dates, there's definitely something wrong with you. Yes, I said it.
You're gonna be single for a while.
That was rude.
How many guys did you think would be left?
I thought there would be maybe 4 guys left, but there were none. So today I learned that my criteria is not, I guess, easy as I thought it was. But I'm okay with that because I don't, like, these are values and things that I don't want to bend and change right now, so.
Professor Dan Ariely says something interesting here.
But in online dating, people reject most people. When you go to speed dating, people say yes to more than 20% of the people they meet. It's kind of shocking. 20%, you're talking 2, you're talking half. Why is it? Part of the problem is that in these apps, we don't describe people in a way that tells us anything about how to consume them. But in general, like what does it mean to be with that person?
What does it mean to be with this person? And that's what this is ultimately about, being together. The dating apps, the dating profiles don't provide any of this information. So your decision to date someone based on what looks good, and apparently most men don't look good enough for women, leads to the dismissal of great men that don't look the part. And it doesn't stop, fellas. It's psychological. As long as there are guys sliding in their DMs, hitting them up on dating apps, there's always gonna be this thought, this idea that you can do better and that the grass is greener on the other side. Check this out.
And now you wake up next to somebody or you have a little fight with somebody and you think to yourself, in one click, I could have a date with somebody else. Now, imagine that you have an apartment and you have a deal with the landlord that the lease is day to day. And every morning you wake up and you say, do I want to extend this lease or not? And every day your landlord decides if they want to extend that lease or not. How much would you invest in the apartment? Would you paint the walls? Would you get flowers? Would you fix the walls? Would you do all kinds of things? Of course not. Because you're always with one foot outside. And I think that that's really the issue. It's not just the existence of Tinder, but this idea. So the analogy is that you wake up next to your romantic partner every morning and you say, should we do it for another day or should we stop now? The moment you think in the short-term horizon, the odds that you will invest in a relationship is much, much lower.
Loneliness is a serious issue, fellas, for men and women. But it's clearly women who have problems being satisfied. Building deeper connections are very important, but I wouldn't recommend using dating apps to achieve this goal. Dating in general in Western society is something that I don't recommend either, but at the end of the day, the decision is yours. Protect yourself at all times, fellas. Manosphere, we working. This video has officially been highlighted.